Hi everyone, it's StariAri. I'm here to give you guys your weekly transits and tarot for the week of February 8th to the 14th. Sorry that I did not give you guys last week's transits. I was very overwhelmed with a lot of things. So I just want to give you guys a quick update. So I started grad school not that long ago, and but last Monday I actually started working as a paraprofessional for a high school nearby, and so I didn't really realize how much work that would be because I'm used to working with children from ages kindergarten to like 5th grade, and it's a totally different type of work environment, as well as expectations on how the amount of work that we do. High school is a different beast altogether. There was just a lot of things that we were expected to do and assist in class, actually, the actual teachers. So with grading, with supervising, with assisting, the students with any questions that they might have regarding the, their papers that they're, writing right now. So they're writing kind of like term papers and things like that. Grammar, checking it over, correcting, things like that. So it's a lot of work. So I never want to be a teacher. So anyway, so that's why I missed, uploading a lot of the things that I was supposed to upload last week. So I do apologize for that. But anyway, this week there's going to be a lot of things happening. Wow, I just can't even begin to tell you guys, but so we're just gonna go ahead and start it off now. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna pull up the chart. Okay, so Monday, February 8th, we have the Sun conjoins retrograde Mercury in Aquarius, so 20 degrees Aquarius, and this is kind of like a midpoint of the current Mercury retrograde cycle that began on the 30th of January, so like at the end of the month. So all Mercury retrogrades in 2021 are all in air signs. If you guys didn't really notice, I sure did. So this is kind of interesting that they're in like really based in air signs. So this is bringing us opportunities to really rethink and review or revise any ideas or our thoughts that surround, relationships, our social connections, and even, our interactions with other people, okay? How we're coming together to create the world that we desire, how we're cooperating with others to, bring a project into fruition, things like that. We're also seeing the Sun Mercury, kind of like the energy coincides with important information and communication coming in, okay? And kind of like shedding light on our journey. And it's definitely a personal thing. So any type of like questions or any type of, like wandering that you've had about your own personal journey or your own personal interactions and relationships, then this energy definitely brings you that, information that you've been seeking, okay? So be sure to listen to yourself, to your guidance, because that's where this is going to be revealed. Okay, so we're still on Monday. We have Mars and Taurus sextiles the mean North Node in Gemini, and this is kind of be like the Mars energy can help us with aligning and growing or evolving and taking necessary action where we're supposed to. The Saturn and Uranus square, that's going to be exact. It's going to magnify anything that we are not noticing about our path, anything that we are ignoring, or any stagnant energy or any resistance to change as well. Okay, so just be aware of that. And so it's kind of like what this energy is going to bring forth is kind of like a removal of that comfort zone that you're probably used to at this time. Anything that you probably chose to remain in like a secure location because that's the only thing that you think is you know, good for you, but you're refusing to change because it's a fear of the unknown. That's what this energy is going to kind of reflect and reveal to you. So be very aware of this, okay? So it's definitely going to help you see this within yourself. Anything that you're limiting yourself to, anything that you're avoiding, anything that you are ignoring about your life, period, you know, overall, okay? So retrograde Mercury in Aquarius is semi-sextile Neptune in Pisces. And this is a very good energy for creativity, for selflessness, service to others, compassion, and communication. But it's all about balancing that as well. So you're going to feel like, you know, you want to reach out to people, you want to be a part of a group, to get a project moving, to assist other people with what's going on with their lives, you know, things like that. You're going to feel this urge to do that, but you're also going to have to balance the urge to I guess you could say overstep your boundaries, meaning that you take on way too much and you take on the healing of others instead of letting them learn, you know, how to heal themselves. So that's what I see happening with this energy. Okay, so it's all about balance with this. So then we also have Pluto in Capricorn, sextile Ceres in Pisces. And this is the Pluto and Ceres have kind of like a really transformative energy together. There seems to be like a very interesting relationship between these energies, of course, because of the whole, you know, Hades and Demeter story in mythology. So just be aware of that. So anyway, this aspect between these two is more of a positive energy. So just know that, okay? So Pluto sextile Ceres can help us with getting clearer about what our needs are, okay? What do we need from people? How can they be our allies in accomplishing our goals? And then how can we work with others to assist them with their own transformation and in so many ways assist ourselves as well, okay? So how can we all benefit from working with one another, okay? So then we also have the energy that kind of like, this energy will facilitate endings so that we can let go in a graceful way though. So if there's something that's just out of whack and something that's just not making sense to you anymore, then this energy can definitely assist you in moving forward with your life, you know, and letting that stuff go in a very compassionate and graceful way. Okay, so that's why it's a good beneficial energy. All right, so we're going to move on to Tuesday, February 9th. So we have Saturn in Aquarius, sextile Chiron in Aries. And this is the first of 3 Saturn Chiron sextiles, okay? So just remember this, okay? All right, so both Saturn and Chiron are the heavy hitters here for the solar system. So meaning that Saturn is where our karma and lessons are coming from, and then Chiron is where our woundings and pain are stored, okay? And they both take us through very different aspects of ourselves, different, you know, journeys, and where we can choose to face our karma or our trauma, okay? You know, choose to heal that within ourselves, okay? So working with Saturn, you know, we learned our life lessons through these karmic cycles, you know, whatever cycle you feel you need to assess at this time, that's perfectly fine. You know, you go ahead and do what you think is best for you, because Saturn is here to assist you with that. So whatever healing or wounding you need to work through at this time, then use Chiron energy to assist you with it, okay? So we are definitely about prioritizing ourselves with this energy, making sure that we are not prioritizing other people's woundings or healings. Meaning, like I said before, we have to make sure that we are not taking on everybody's stuff, right? Like, we have to make sure that we really do take care of ourselves and assist others when we can. Not necessarily, take on their healing or their own life lessons or their own karmic cycles, but let them, learn from these things. Let them heal themselves. Give them advice here and there. Give them some tools to do it themselves. That's definitely something very important. Okay. So we also have, like, for example, taking care of ourselves would be something like your mental health, your emotional health, and even your physical health, okay? It's not just necessarily, taking a break from people. It's more or less reflecting on what needs to be balanced within you in the physical sense of the word too, okay? Saturn in Aquarius brings us the lessons of humanity and the collective consciousness and how we can strive to make things better for others. But we also have Chiron and Aries that is speaking about prioritizing ourselves, making sure that we don't overdo it with that, with that aspect of things too. So that's why it's important to balance here, okay? So self-care and devotion or service to others. That's pretty much the theme here, okay? So let's move on. We have the Sun in Aquarius conjoins Pallas Athena in Aquarius. And so with both in kind of like a higher mind energy here, intelligence and insight is a super huge boost of energy that we're going to receive here, kind of like a bolt of lightning, like aha moments, especially when it comes to connecting to the higher self, to your guides, to the higher realms. Okay, so this energy is very clear cognitive, right? So if you have the clear cognitive, I would say if it's like really strong in you already, then this is definitely a very beneficial energy for you to explore even more. If it's not that strong, meaning that you don't receive information from the higher realms, or you don't really have that aha moments and stuff like that, or you feel like you don't, then this can definitely help you with really tapping into that aspect of you or that intuition, okay? Because everybody has it, but it's just more powerful, and some people people are more aware of it than others, okay? So it's like everybody has it though, you guys don't feel bad, okay? So keep your mind open and be open to receiving information, okay? Be willing to see beyond duality, be willing to see beyond the veil, and understanding, what it means to be of the universal mind, meaning that you see the bigger picture, okay? You see other people's perspectives, and as well as you respect them. It's to include your own, okay? So that's kind of like what the big deal is for this energy too, okay? So moving on, we have the Sun semi-square Chiron in Aries, and Pallas Athena semi-squares Chiron as well. So this is like, to me, this is kind of like the energy that, of course, Chiron is going to be triggering old wounds again, pain and suffering. And it is a good idea to really allow yourself to feel, okay? Do not suppress it, just allow it to flow in and out. And however that may look like, if you're angry, then let it rise and not stuff it down, okay? Being angry is about, it's a feeling that's guiding you to clarity eventually, okay? So let it guide you. If you're angry, then you can understand, okay, this is why I'm angry, and then it could link you to maybe a past incident with someone, and it's like, oh, this person did the same thing to me, and that's why I'm angry at this other person now, things like that. So whatever you're being triggered to do, face, and it's perfectly in alignment with you, and all you can do is feel, okay? So moving on, we have Neptune in Pisces opposes retrograde Vesta in Virgo, okay? And so Neptune and Vesta are on the axis of the priestess, meaning that these signs are in Pisces, and like those signs that there aren't actually in Pisces or in Virgo represent the high priestess, okay? So Virgo is the embodiment of the priestess being of service with her feet on the earth, so meaning that she's grounded. And then Pisces is the spiritual priestess being of service with the heart and the crown wide open. Okay, so this is a very good energy, especially if you want to you know, feel in your power as the high priestess, even if you're a man, high priest, whatever, and you're receiving, you know, guidance from the other, you know, realms, the higher realms, and you're receiving it without judging it, without getting in the way of it, just allowing it to flow and having love and compassion within you, so that you can ground this information into your reality. Okay, so that's what this energy represents. It's a beautiful balance between the spirit and the material here, and that's the ultimate goal in life usually. Okay, so this is definitely, if you felt out of focus, if you felt like you weren't grounded, if you felt like you weren't tapping into spirit guides or whatever, this is a beautiful energy to work with. So again, working with Neptune in Pisces and Vesta in Virgo will be very important for you to do around this time. Okay, so next we have Wednesday, February 10th. So we have retrograde Mercury in Aquarius squares Mars in Taurus. And so this is kind of like the second square due to Mercury's retrograde. Of course, the first one was like on the 8th of January. And the last one for this will be on the 23rd of March. So this last one's going to be a Mercury will be in Pisces and Mars in Gemini. So this is happening 3 times in like such a little time frame. So it's like 2.5 months apart. There is kind of like a energy that'll bring insight back from what was going on in your life on January 8th. Okay, so personally, okay, personal insight to what you were going through, okay, and what the collective was going through as well, like the transitions. There was a huge transitions that happened in the earlier that month, and so there's a lot of crazy energy, I would say. That's what I felt. It was like crazy chaotic energy. So be aware of that, okay? And also you'll be aware of the connection between that and of course the Mercury and Mars energy of, you know, communication and being direct and combative and defiant. Okay, so just know that that's pretty much what you're going to be tapping into. Okay, so Mercury wants to find the truth. And to the truth so that it could be set free, the truth so that it could change whatever needs to change in their lives, while Mars and Taurus, you know, it's going to prefer security and stability, so it's going to be hard for them to really allow themselves to change or to move forward, okay? So holding on to the past, resisting change, that's what this energy represents. So this is kind of like a very explosive energy in the way that it is very much confrontational. It's going to be heated. It's going to be like going head to head and you know, fighting. See, like I would say it's more like a big fight between will, okay, 2 wills, either the will of the ego or the will of the divine. Okay, so communication is super important during this time, so that there won't be any misunderstandings. Okay, so moving on, for Thursday, February 11th, we have retrograde Mercury in Aquarius trines the mean north node in Gemini. And so this is the second Mercury North Node trine. The first one was back in January. I think it was like the 19th. So pay attention again to what's happening within your own inner circle, conversations, communications, things like that. There's going to be a lot of awareness when it comes to things that you've probably been questioning for a very long time. They're going to start to unfold and reveal the truth that you've been wanting to see. Mercury is the ruler of the North Node, of course, and so there's a lovely energy here. There's a compatible energy here, so pay attention to that. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to ideas. Pay attention to communications between yourself and others. And there's definitely a collaborative energy here. It's very supportive at this time. So if you have any projects that you want to launch, this is the perfect energy to work with for that, okay? So moving on, same day, Venus conjoins Jupiter at 12 degrees Aquarius. And so this is... to me, the energy of Venus, because we see that it's a goddess of love, and then Jupiter is a god of expansion and abundance and growth. There seems to be a very beneficial energy with these two combining forces, because it feels like, since they represent like some of the brightest luminaries out in the sky, similar to like the sun and the moon, this is kind of like a transmission of light energy coming in, like light codes, receiving activations of DNA, of enhancements of your psychic abilities, enhancements in love and relationships, enhancements in abundance and prosperity. That's how I see it, this energy, because it feels very very beneficial for everyone who taps in, okay? And so let's look at the other. So the only thing that I would say to watch out for is any type of like shadows, okay? Anything that makes you feel weary, or anything that you haven't really let go of yet. If you're not ready to transition from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, then that's something that you need to look at, because this is a massive activation towards the age of Aquarius, and this is going to prepare you for the transition. Okay, so it's very important for you to connect in that way. Very important for you to activate your inner light, so that you can prepare for the upcoming, changes for this month or this week too, okay? But yeah, so moving on. So we also have this day, the new moon. So it's going to be very beneficial too, because it's like emphasizing Aquarian energy, transition, change, technology, advancements in that sense, and allowing yourself to move forward in that. So the Aquarius new moon is all about, I would say, benefiting the future. So what is it that you want for the future? In the Aquarian full moon, take full advantage of this energy to ask for it, because it's definitely going to be propelling you forward instantly, okay? So just beware of that. It's kind of like, to me, it feels like an instant manifestation moon. So be aware of that, okay? So whatever shadows you need to take care of, whatever fears, limiting beliefs when it comes to your future that you need to take care of, then do that before you ask for what you want for this new moon in Aquarius, okay? All right, so moving on, let's see. All right, so we also have Venus and Jupiter square the black moon Lilith in Taurus. So this is why I was telling you guys, be aware of the shadows, because this is pretty much why, okay? So these squares, of course, it can be great for like incoming gifts, but it can also be great for shadow work, okay? Lilith relates to, activating the, Kundalini area, and helping you with working through empowerment in the feminine sense, okay, and working through any type of shadow work in that way too. And then we have Aquarius, because it's an air sign, it embodies the breath, right? And then of course we have Taurus, which is an earth sign, it embodies the body. And so when we link the spirit with the material, we have a greater understanding of who we are, where we belong, and what is being activated. We also have a greater understanding of our shadows too. What we can do to incorporate our aspects that we've denied for a very long time, what we can do to heal ourselves and our mindset as to why we haven't accepted these aspects of ourselves, and why we've denied it, why we've suppressed, why we've rejected, and so that's definitely a very beneficial energy to be working with, especially because of the activation of the shadow self here. Okay, so it's very important for you to really look at that. Don't be afraid. Okay, it's time. Okay, and so so that's what you will be encountering for this day. So then we also, like I said before, we had the new moon in Aquarius, so this is definitely the anchor point of the age of Aquarius. So that's why I said it's very important for you to work through the shadows first, and then ask for what you desire for the full moon, because again, it's instant manifestation is gonna happen with this very beneficial new moon. Okay, moving on, we have the sun in Aquarius sextile Eris in Aries. Today is going to be a great day to embrace change and to allow ourselves to be activated towards our life goals. Okay, so whatever that looks like for you, it's definitely important for you to allow yourself to shine that light, to be empowered in your resolve to make the changes that you need or move forward with your life and really go for that goal that you've been wanting to go for. Okay, so we also have Eris that shines a light on the shadow as well. And we're going to be focusing on helping ourselves within to make sure that we get out of our way, that we don't mess things up for ourselves because that's coming out of fear. If you have fear of the unknown, of how things are going to turn out in your life, especially if you make a choice that you think that you might regret, then Eris will assist you in getting rid of that limiting belief and allowing yourself to be more empowered in your choices. Okay, and then we also have the energy, the sun in Aquarius and Uranus energy, represent this great time to implement the changes that you really desire, and embracing the new you, the new transformations that are coming in, embracing, more of being open-minded about these things, and just being more empowered as a person, as a creator, okay, a co-creator in your life. So this is why this is very important to do, is to ensure that you understand that your life is never going to be the same. Okay, that stuff that hasn't been working for you is definitely rearing its head to be dealt with now. Okay, and so it's time to deal with it. All right, moving on, for Friday we have Mercury retrograde conjoins Venus at 14 degrees Aquarius. And so this is going to be a very good aspect for linking together the heart and the mind. Okay, so it'll be great for sharing communications about how you feel towards someone else. It's going to be great for truths to be told. And it's also going to be great for you to just be more open to receiving love, okay, as well as to giving love in return. All right, so Mercury is still in retrograde here. So this is definitely about revealing anything that has been hidden, like your emotional state, your mental state, like when it comes to a relationship, anything that you haven't said and you would wish to communicate at this time. It's going to be definitely important for you to do that. Okay, so moving on, we have Saturday, February 13th. We have Juno in Sagittarius, contraparallel Eris in Aries. And so if you know your Eris story, she is not invited to the wedding or to the party, you know, because discord, that's what she is. Discord is not a good thing to have at a wedding because then fights break out, drama breaks out, crazy things happen, okay? So Juno is a great energy to have, and we're going to feel this energy for the first 8 months of this year. And she will help us with aligning ourselves through the to the karmic south node 3 times, I would say, like once in February, another time in July, and then finally on the 8th of August. So this is going to be occurring 3 times, okay? So at the start of her journey, we can see that some major disruptive energies are coming in when it comes to our relationships, our partnerships, our marriages, our commitments, okay? There's going to be stuff that is definitely going to be revealed that we've swept under the carpet for too long. You know, things that, like conversations that needed to happen that we've denied, especially. So any issues that haven't been confronted, any problems, anything like that have to do with stability of your relationship, such as like financial stability, love, you know, things like that. It's very important for you to have those conversations, because regardless if you choose to or not, this energy, this aspect is going to force you to do it. All right. So moving on, we have Juno conjoining the mean karmic south node in Sagittarius. And so to me, this is kind of like this energy is definitely related to like romantic relationships, but it can also symbolize your finances too, okay, or how you have a relationship with money, okay, and business and commitment towards you know, success, okay. So the karmic south node is the point of comfort and security, but it also is the very place where we get stuck and stay in it because we're afraid to move forward, okay? So because we have fear of the unknown here, okay? So this is kind of like you stopping abruptly on your way towards success when you think about it in a financial way, okay? So Juno and Sagittarius can also symbolize our commitment to our beliefs and our attitudes towards them, the way that we perceive ourselves and others in the world around us too, okay? So it's very important for us to not be stuck in this and allow ourselves to grow. If we are revealed to have made a mistake in our you know, train of thought and our beliefs, then allow yourself to, you know, move past that. Allow yourself to accept the mistake for what it is and move on, okay? So this is definitely very important with this energy, okay? So it's definitely important for the commitment of truth that you want to take on here too, okay? So moving on, we have Mars in Taurus, sextile Neptune in Pisces. And this is great for channeling creative energy, expressing ourselves, service to others, and then of course our spiritual growth, okay? Mars is the embodiment of just you know, moving forward, taking action. But then we have, of course, because we have Mars in Taurus, we see the need for alignment here with Neptune in Pisces. And so this can definitely bridge the gap between the spirit and the material world. So this is good energy for you to really connect to the higher realms and bring that wisdom down and manifest it into your reality through a creative means. So through expressions such as artistic endeavors, music, meditation, teaching about the spirit world and how you perceive it, things like that. So it's very beneficial for that, okay? So moving on, we have the Sun in Aquarius, semi-sextile Pluto in Capricorn. And this is kind of like, to me, I feel like this energy we can use to access a very transformative power, especially allowing ourselves to really tap into our divine will here. Okay, when we surrender our ourselves to divine will, then we allow it to pretty much guide us in the right direction, because more or less it's our will. Okay, it's our divine will is our will that has to be created and done here on this planet for this amount that we are living here. Okay, so whatever that looks like to you, like what your goals are here for transformation, for ascension, for spirituality, things like that, allow yourself to flow with it. Allow yourself to be guided by the universe. Okay. Moving on to Sunday, February 14th, we have the Venus in Aquarius trine the mean North Node in Gemini. So all month long, you're going to see this major North Node activating the planets that are in Aquarius or linked to Aquarius, or linked to the North Node in Gemini. So a lot of alignment with the Aquarius stellium and the North Node is going to be very important. So pay attention all this month long, I would say, for any openings or opportunities that are coming in for growth, evolution, alignment, as well as karmic cycles coming to an end. Okay. Then we have retrograde Mercury conjoining Jupiter in Aquarius, and this is definitely about expansion and abundance. So this is a great energy, like for therapy, deep communication, shamanic journeying, healing, and expanding your mind. Okay, so however you think you want to expand your mind is however you think works for you. Okay, a lot of people are like, oh, expanding my mind like psychedelics. That's perfectly fine, whatever, just be safe. Okay. All right, so allow like these new ideas to come in. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like new ideas coming in for those who are very good at inventing things, maybe working through any problems or technology advances and things like that. Or, I feel like there's definitely a positive change towards making your life better with this energy too. Okay, making yours as well as your society's life better with advancement. Maybe you have like an idea to, I don't know, help people who have disabilities, or help people who are the elder or whatever, like to make life better for them, or whatever it is. So whatever you are being asked to do, go ahead and do it. Okay, so we have our final transit here. We have Venus in Aquarius sextile Juno in Sagittarius. Venus is about love and romance and beauty, of course, while Juno is about commitment and partnership. So this is definitely a good energy to work with, but they're very they fall in Aquarius and in Sagittarius, which are very independent and love being free. and so this is kind of like a good energy to work with if you do have a love of this. But you also have to realize that if you do feel like you're trapped somewhere, maybe a dead-end job, or you don't feel like you can be yourself, maybe within a relationship, either romantic or platonic. So this will be a good energy to use to let it go and move on with your life, and really choose yourself and your freedom and your happiness over remaining stuck somewhere where you don't feel comfortable, where you're not happy. Okay, so definitely very important energy to work with. So that's all I have for you guys for this week for the transit. So we're going to go ahead and move on with our reading. All right, so here we go. We have the top card is going to tell us what our energy is for this week. So we have the Sun. All right, so to me, the Sun is all about illumination, illuminating anything, like illuminating the past so that you could understand it better. Maybe the past the present, and the future. I also feel like the sun can help you navigate through any type of shadow work that you've probably haven't, done in a while, and maybe you're fearful of navigating without assistance here, without the light, right? So I also feel like the sun represents the ending of a cycle of darkness within your own, mindset, or within your own experience at this time, where it tells you, even though the night is dark, the sun always rises in the end, right? So that's what I feel like this represents, especially for you guys who have had it rough these past couple of weeks, or even last year. I feel like things are just moving forward for you guys in a very positive direction, and the sun represents that. So if you needed a sign that if things are going to get better, here's your sign. Okay, so moving on, we have the Ace of Fire. So this represents the energy of Monday and Tuesday. So the Ace of Fire is a new beginning energy. It's a very exciting new energy coming in that you can use to really take action on what you desire. So if you really want to leave an old job that just doesn't make you happy, if you really want to break away from people who are just toxic, if you really want to transform your life for the better, then use the Ace of Fire energy to assist you with that. And this is because it's a fire energy, it's fearless, and it needs change, right? Fire is constantly changing, transforming the landscape. When you think about a forest fire, it's going to, consume everything around it, but it also is going to clear the path for new growth here. Okay, so new vegetation growing, things like that. And so this is what I feel, for your Monday and Tuesday, honing in on this fire energy, so it could transform and transmute, remove things from your path so that you can move forward with your life. Will be definitely beneficial for you. Okay, so moving on, we have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We have the Knight of Air. And so the Knight of Air, again, it's an action-taking energy too, okay? It's a very decisive, very idealistic, very, like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this now. The hero of his story type of energy, okay? So a lot of, like I said before, so because we have that new moon in Aquarius coming in, so we have to remove the shadows here on Monday and Tuesday, deal with the fear, let it go and move on. And then as soon as that new moon in Aquarius hits us, then we ask for what we truly desire, what our life purpose is, and stepping further into it, stepping further into abundance, into prosperity, into love, things like that, and accepting the assistance from your guides in the universe. Then that's what this represents. And that's when things go like this, like rapid change, rapid growth, for Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. So then we have, for the weekend, we have the Ace of Earth. So this is fantastic too, because the rapid growth is moving you on to a new adventure here. The Ace represents a new life, a new energy, and especially because it's an earth energy, we have abundance, we have love, we have prosperity, we have everything you've ever wanted. We have an exciting new adventure that centers and actually into the life that you want to build for your future, but it's coming in now. Okay, so this is very exciting energy for this week. So I'm super happy for everyone, especially those who are ready for those changes, for those miracles to happen. So congratulations, everyone. This is definitely this is definitely revealing that for you. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.